Hello everybody, myself Surinder Kumar TGT English from JNV Hoshiarpur, Punjab. Today we will take up the lesson A Tiger in the House written by Ruskin Bond. It is class 7 chapter 9 from book An Alien Hand. So let us start our lesson. Before we proceed, let me ask you some questions. What is it, a bird or animal if you have any pet? What picture comes to your mind when you think about the wild animals? Can you think a tiger as your pet? No. But in this chapter, A Tiger in the House, writer's grandfather did so. So this is very interesting lesson. Let us see what happens next. So the key point of the lesson are: grandfather finds a tiger cub in the jungle and brings him home. Grandmother calls him Timothy. Now, the Timothy was very playful and the naughty also. He was not alone in the house. He was having two other companions, one Toto the monkey and another a puppy. As Timothy grows up, he became less friendly, rather dangerous, and at that time the grandfather decided to transfer Timothy to the zoo. But 6 months later, when grandfather pays a visit to a zoo where he was given, the grandfather was shocked to know that Timothy had died 2 months ago. So these were the key points of the lesson. Now, about this story, the grandfather found a cub. How he found the cub? From where he found the cub? One day, the narrator's grandfather was walking down the forest and there he found a little tiger and brought him home. The grandmother was very happy to receive such a lovely tiger cub and she named the cub Timothy. She brought him up with bottle milk, but the milk was not sufficient for the cub. Later he was put on a diet, his natural diet, that is raw meat in the shape of mutton and cod liver oil. Afterwards, he was put on the diet of pigeons and rabbit also. Now, the Timothy's companion, as I told you, there were two companions of Timothy, which with them he used to play. The Toto the monkey and the puppy were Timothy's companion. Toto used to pull the cub's tail and climb up the curtain when Timothy lost temper. And the grandfather, when the narrator came to live with grandfather, he became one of Tiger's favorite. Initially, Timothy was afraid of the narrator, but as well as he was also afraid of puppy. But later on, as the time passes, he became the favorite. The narrator became the favorite of Timothy, and he also allowed the puppy to crawl and rest on his back. This shows that how gradually he mixed up with the family. Now, Timothy had its own lifestyle. He preferred to be taken out in the morning for a walk, and he also, the whole day, most of the day, he lie down on a long sofa to take rest. That was in the drawing room. And in the night, during night, he used to go to cook's quarter to sleep there. The cook here is Mahmood. One day, grandmother made a prophecy that one day Timothy would eat Mahmood, the cook. But fortunately, it didn't come true. Now Timothy became less friendly. Now, after all, he was a wild animal, and slowly he was growing up. When he became 6 months old, he was of full size. He also started eating small animals and change came over him. he started becoming more and more less friendly. In fact, he was becoming more dangerous as well. Now, at this point, the grandfather took him to the Lucknow and decided to give it the Timothy to the zoo. And so he went to Lucknow and presented him to the zoo authorities. Grandfather visit to zoo. After 6 months, the grandfather went to see Timothy. When he met Timothy there, he was kept in the cage. He recognized Timothy and he stroked the tiger's forehead, tickled his ears and smacked all around his mouth. So a keeper, the keeper who was there watching all such things, the keeper of the zoo called the tiger bad-tempered. He had no knowledge about the owner of the tiger because he was new and he did not know that the grandfather actually was the owner, earlier the owner of the tiger who had given the tiger to the zoo. The grandfather went to meet zoo authority. The reason being that there was a leopard near the tiger and the leopard was frightening him now and then. So the grandfather wished the tiger to be transferred to some other cage. A leopard, as I told you, next cage would constantly rush at him. For this, he went to meet the superintendent, but however, he could not meet the superintendent because he was not available at that time. So the grandfather returned to the tiger's cage. Why he returned? Because he had to go back to home. So to say a final bye-bye to him, to say bye-bye, he stroked and slapped the tiger. Now the father came to Timothy's death. How? Now there was another keeper, observed him with alarm. Now he also recognized the grandfather. He informed the grandfather about Timothy's death of pneumonia. So the grandfather was shocked to learn that Timothy was no more. The tiger was still licking his arm. He was smelling fresh food. So the grandfather somehow withdrew his hand from the cage and gave the keeper a scornful look. Scorn look means a look bad in the sense that he was not what to call happy. He was annoyed to hear what he said, that his Timothy was no more. So he gave the keeper a scornful look, a bade and bade the tiger good night. And with this, we come to the end of the lesson. Now here, there are some vocabulary verbs. Darted. Darted means moved suddenly. And retreat. Retreat means go back. Stalk. Stalk means move sleekly towards. Craftly means cunning. Retriever. Retriever is a breed of a dog. Franchised. It means loud. Cackling. Cackling is the noise that is made by hens. Villainous intent. Wicked and dangerous. And in turn means kept. Smacked. Smacked is hit lightly. Sling, move noiselessly. So these were the vocabulary words and we come to the end of the lesson. Thank you very much.